Destroyer. Okay, man. All right, we'll check out your PvZ here, bro. Good morning, guys. We had someone else say good morning from somewhere else. Good morning from Germany. What's up, Gray? It's insane, isn't it? And we got good morning from Switzerland. It's insane. Welcome to the stream, guys. It's so crazy that, you guys out there in Switzerland and Germany are living your lives, and whatever it is, you spend some time and you are here hanging out. So we got our buddy Tal'Darim Destroyer here playing a PvZ. Once again, I would have walled off. I would have sent my first probe down here to wall off. Alright, you're doing it. It's a little bit late. It happens sometimes. Shield your eyes. "14 scouts okay on this map. I'm not completely against this.
You must construct addition.
I'm not completely against this. So you're at least scouting for information. It looks like you saw his hatch. I don't know if this wall is any good. You might be in the same boat, Tal'Darim Destroyer, where you want to practice your walling, because I don't think this, like, you could have put it right here. You could have done the one right. I mean, I'll see. Maybe you got a better wall than I do. I don't know.
Your probes are under attack.
But maybe practice your walling in as well.
Your probes
Once again, Tal'Darim Destroyer, don't start mining gas till after you've taken your Nexus, man. It slows down your cybernetics core and just slows down your build in general, right?
Your probes are under.
Okay, in general, you should be going 19 Nexuses and then core. There's no real reason to get this core out, right? What are you scared of, right? You've seen the spawning pool. It's not. If it was pool first, then I would agree with this. But you see hash first. This is platinum. You see hash first. You definitely want to be going with Nexus here on 19 and then core. You definitely just don't need this right now. You have plenty of time to just hang out. Like, this is all inefficient right here. This is all inefficient right here. I would definitely go. You got to go 19 Nexus and then just get these after, and you're fine. But yeah. So that's something to improve on. You do get the Nexus now, which is on 19, but it could have been like, look, could have been 18, 20 seconds earlier, right? So yeah, slows you down a little bit for sure. And also, like, after you take this Nexus, that's when you should put guys in your gas geysers. Right? That should be on your cam. So, what do you go with? What's your choice here? Adept? Okay. Gotta be careful when they open for the early gas here, though. That the speed time, you don't want to lose that Adept, but it's okay to get out there and scout with it for sure. Keeping your probes. I'm gonna move my head cam because I can't see a thing. Mothership core coming out. Okay. I definitely don't like this gas, right? You just don't need it. You don't need it at all. Even if you're going for something very, very gas intensive, you don't need a fast third gas. But in general, you should never be taking your third unless it's PvP Phoenix or Phoenix. Then you need a third gas. But every other situation, the earliest you should be getting that third gas on your natural, third or fourth gases, mostly third gas, is when you have at least 12 workers in your natural. You don't want, like, you just won't be efficient to have the gas this early. So basically, a rule of thumb is when I'm at about 12 to 14, I'll throw down the gases. Like, that's like at a late point, maybe 16. It depends if I'm going for a very fast third build. Sometimes I'll get my gases later than that, but definitely you don't want to be getting gases too early. So that's just kind of something to try to think to yourself about. Okay, I'm not really saturated. I can't really afford this gas geyser here, so consider waiting till about 12 to 14 workers to get that. Eventually get that gas.
Has come.
Sentry coming out, it's okay. Don't necessarily love it, but it's okay. So you sent the Adept out, and you click on the Roach Horn. You see the Roach Horn. This is pretty good. You didn't scout the third. I would have liked to see you scout the third, but this is okay. I mean, you've seen that it seems like he might be cheesing you. It's a very early Roach Horn, but your gas is already floating. Just in general, I think you also might be someone who might get helped by, maybe following a builder or, just a little bit more, just more stuff, right? You were chronoing probes, okay. Your opener was a little bit behind, right? You went for these two things too early, but you're already floating a lot of money, right? This could be a Robo, a couple of Twilights. I mean, it could be a Twilight or a Robo and a couple gates, even a Forge here, some extra pounds. I mean, there's so much you could be doing right now, and I think that just comes with playing more and macroing better. I'm gonna turn off the hand cam so it's not too distracting. So that's that's what I would recommend anyway, because like I mean, we're already floating so much, and you are going double Stargate. So you know the third gas maybe not is the worst thing with a double Stargate opener. It's a little bit better, but I still think it's too early, right? Your probe count is very, very low. Very, very low. It's still, the Stargates are still pretty early to me. And in general, you gotta think about the maps. I mean, is double Stargate great on this map? It's not the worst, but it's pretty open. Lings can really kind of punish you. Some Ravager timings can be very, very strong against this. And, yeah, I don't know if I love this build on this map. I think I'd prefer it more on, like, Galactic or something. But, yeah, we'll see how it goes. You really gotta be chronoing probes, and you're gonna have a lot of minerals. I would like to see, if you're gonna go double Stargate openers, I would like to see maybe even a Forge, or yeah, I think a Forge. I mean, you wanna have, you can also go 3-gate. You also can open 3-gate for safety, and then go double Stargate. You know, I think something that I fell into the trap of for a while when I used to do double Stargate is I'd force out double Stargate too early, right? You can actually wait a little bit and go double Stargate a little bit later on, especially after you have better saturation. But the thing is, when you're going double Stargate, you're going to be using a lot of your gas, right? Things are so gas intensive that, you know, having some cannons can be okay here as well. I mean, it depends on the game, right? So you're getting the gates out, okay, right? Our probe saturation is not that good. We're not double producing probes right now, but you know, our chrono has been off, right? We're chronoing this. We're not chronoing our Nexus. We are chronoing this Nexus, but like, especially with a build like this, you really want to get good economy because you're going to be stopping the economy for this spot. Thanks so much to our boy Skiing Starfruit. 5 months of 5 on it. 5 months. Now back to the Lurker Den. Thank you so much, dude. 5 months of support. Goes fast, doesn't it, Skiing Starfruit? It goes so fast. Thank you, brother. Great to have you here and hanging out, man. Double Phoenix seems absolutely fine for me to open. I think if you're going to go double Stargate, you definitely want to be going Phoenix opener. Maybe even up to like 6 Phoenixes. So you got a very, very late third. I mean, this is Platinum, but that is a very, very late third. Generally by about 3:15. If there's no third base, I would start preparing for some cheese. So that's something I would consider doing. Oh my god, I put my feet on this freaking chair. It's like breaking. I think it's breaking. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's just me.
Teleport successful.
So your depth shade, you see layer, you see speed. I would be making void rays at this point because this third base is so late. So I'd say about 3:15. You should always be preparing for some sort of cheese, right? Like let's see what you got right now. Trying to get some mass Stargate play going. And this is going to be a little hard for me to tell you because I don't go mass Stargate very often, right? But alright, we don't have much scouting. I think 4 or 6 is when you should start going, when you should start staying across the map, and you actually do wait till 6, which is okay. It is okay. Oh, has he scouted you? He must have. Did he scout you? If he scouted you, I'd go right away. He did scout you, so yeah, I'd go right away. 6 is probably where you want to cap it. Maybe 8, but 6 is probably good. But you got to make sure you get a lot of damage on his picks. Oh, his third base was over there. Okay, this is pretty bad for you then. He's on his 4th base by now. Getting a decent amount done. I would like to see you go for the queens, though. Queens really halt their production. So you just can't afford this. You just can't afford this. 4 starports on 1 base, on 2 bases. You don't even have your 3rd gas. So you just. I think this wouldn't be as bad if you were just macroing a little better, right? If you had void rays coming out, maybe some zealots or adepts in the background, some cannon. I mean, you just can't afford this, right? And since your macro is slipping, you decide you want to get all this stuff, and it will be hard, right? Because Phoenixes is kind of a taxing one to do, right? Phoenixes and Warp Prisms are some of the trickiest things to do, to learn to do, because you have to be across the map and you have to be macroing back at home. So it definitely is tough to do, you know. So it'll make you a good player trying to make this work, though. And you are killing a lot of drones, but I mean, this guy made so many drones, right? I mean, you're I pressed, what I pressed? Control E restarts it. I mean, you've done a decent job killing workers. But I would like to see void rays and more scouting, right? You don't know. If he's going for a huge Hydra attack, Phoenixes can't hang with that. You might need to be going for heavy adept, maybe even fast storm. I mean, like you could have 6 gateways right now and have a big ground army to defend these Phoenixes in the sky, right? I mean, especially if you have Phoenix, you should really have more of an idea what's coming out. I think a big thing as well in general with Phoenix is you really want to be scouting the larva and getting on top of the larva and seeing, imagine if this was you here, and you're here and you see, okay, he's making drones, I can feel safe, right? But if you come here and you say, I mean, what is he making in this larva? Let's say you see a Hydra coming out, you say, oh, he's making Hydras right now. I'm going to have to prepare for an attack because Hydras are coming out, right? Why Voids instead of carriers? Carriers are much better when you have 3, maybe 4 bases. You just don't have the economy for that. You need Void Rays earlier because Void Rays are strong and they're much better for your like you can just produce them. Carriers are just way too expensive for 2 bases. You don't even have your gases here, right? You're basically on 2 base economy and you're on 4 Stargate. You just need to get your macro down a little bit better. Be chronoing your probes heavier. You're only on 3 gases. So I think you just, really chronoing out your probes, getting a better probe economy, and making sure you're mining all your gases, and then, get a handful of Void Rays, maybe, 2 to 4 to 6 to 8, depends on what you're facing, and then go into carriers is what is best, I think, here, right? So a big thing with Phoenixes, though, is I would definitely try to keep in mind the larva, right? And you can really kind of get a good grasp on what he's actually going for, right? Because you don't know. The roaches are going to be kind of annoying here, but you don't know what he's going to be on, right? And like carriers are so fragile, especially versus heavy numbers of Hydras, and so are Void Rays, right? But this is why if you had, look at how much money you have. You could have a bunch of cannons. I would probably have some cannons and some gateways, just because sometimes you do need some gateway units to defend with skytoss, right? Just pure skytoss won't just win you all your games. You need sometimes with adepts, you need sometimes with zealots. So yeah, I don't think you need Void Rays. What's the point? It really depends if you're facing an attack. Love Yama. Take something to away carriers. Now you're very open. Voids help buy you time, right? And Voids give you a lot of. They give you a lot of like. They buy you a lot of time and they give you some consistent damage, and they don't cost anything. So yeah. Right, Void Ray, the interceptors. This is just too costly to get right away. This is better when you have 3 very saturated bases, maybe 4.
The firstborn shall persevere.
Right. Like, even just like 25 Hydras would just crush your army, just because carriers are so fragile. And not to say 25 Hydras wouldn't crush Void Rays. And that's why the Phoenixes should really be scouting and getting a read on, is he going for heavy Hydras, right? We're not really sure if he's going for heavy Hydras. This would be good if you were here and you saw, oh, he's going for heavy Hydras. Maybe you need to get Storm, because sometimes if they just go pure Hydra on you, which is probably what you're forcing out Tal'Darim Melter, like, you probably could win a lot of games Tal'Darim Destroyer by opening heavy Phoenixes and just stopping at heavy Phoenixes and not going skytoss and just going into Storm or Disruptor, because I think, especially at Platinum level, a lot of people will just go mass Hydras and try to counter you when you're on heavy Stargate play, right? Go up to 8, you could open double Stargate, go up to 8 Phoenix, and then say, look, a lot of players will go mass Hydra and counter you, and then you just go on the ground and counter them with some sort of ground army, because sometimes you do need Storm, or you do need Disruptors to deal with the Hydras, or heavy Adepts. Force Fields also are okay dealing with Hydras. But see, this is exactly what situation we're in. This actually isn't many Hydras, right? And Hydras actually aren't that great versus carriers. He should just be sacking the interceptors. Right? But our economy is, he's on 84 drones. Like, look at this economy he's got right now. Right? We're in trouble. And, this is where if you had a bunch of gateways, you could be sending adepts to each base. The Phoenixes could be more active. I mean, you're just not going to win when this guy's gone absolutely bonkers on his economy. Like, is this guy like a smurf? Like, Jesus Christ, look at that eco. 84 drones? I mean, letting him sit on 82 drones is going to be a hard game to win, right? It's going to be a hard game to win. I mean, you need to take every fight super, super efficient. This is exactly the big Hydra ball I was talking. And you actually have an okay army, right? Carriers are okay. But, man, imagine if you had 25 adepts on, 20 adepts on the ground. There's just no way. And you actually are going to Storm. So you're close, right? But being more active with the Phoenix, gateway is a little bit faster, right? You're still only on, what, 1 gateway? 2 gateways? Maybe 3 there? Especially when you're on Storm, make a lot more gateways to defend yourself. I mean, look at how many bases this guy got. This guy just went insane, and you just didn't have anything here. So, yeah, charge that's not that bad either. So just some things to consider, right, when you're going Skytoss. Phoenixes are definitely good. I would definitely go try to kill the Queens with the Phoenixes, and then some of the drones. I mean, drones can definitely be good, but I think Queens are also very, very good to laser. It really hurts them. And I think you really want to be, yeah, that's mostly it. Faster gateways. Make sure you're making probes at all times. Chrono or probes. Don't get your gases too early either. Definitely if you're going double Stargate, you do need a 3rd gas. So you do want to get gas, but you know, maybe consider opening double Stargate a little bit later after a gateway or two. Um, things like that, chronoing your probes, you know, and you know, being just really, really active with your Phoenix. And Phoenixes are very hard to make work at the lower levels in general as well, because it is a lot of harass while you macro at home. And a lot of times you can be harassing and killing some drones, but your macro is stepping at home, so is it even worth it to be harassing? Right? And that's where things will, it will get better in time. Your harass will get better in time, but you know, right now maybe it's not there. So against current cages, you can make skytoss work. You can make it work, I think, but it's hard. I think I'm gonna call it on that replay. Hopefully that helped you out, Tall Dream Destroyer. But yeah, you know, try to be more active as well. If you, let's say the Phoenixes are low on energy, you know, kind of be around his base and trying to see what's coming out of the eggs and say, okay, is it drones? Is it roaches? Is it hydras? You know, is it mass ling? Maybe he's going into corruptors. Maybe he's going into vipers. Is he on hive tech yet? You know, really trying to use those Phoenixes as not only a harassment tool, but a big scouting tool, right? You got Phoenixes. MCanning, when you get to me